What's going on, everyone? So, Lakers basketball is back, and I wanted to talk about some kind of predictions and just general conversation that, of course, I want to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below about what you think, what your opinions are, how do you feel. So, getting right into it, the easiest prediction, I think, is their offense. Now, the Lakers, towards the second half of the season, particularly when they inserted Rui Hachimura into the starting unit, even under Darvin Ham and his lack of sets and play calling, Lakers were still one of the top offensive teams in the league. Also, even three-point percentage, very good percentage-wise, just not the volume. I actually think that the Lakers are going to be at minimum top 5 offense in the league. I wouldn't be shocked if they're top 3, maybe even number 1. But to be safe, I think top 5 offense. They were that last year with Rui injected in the starting unit. I would prefer a little better balance. Man, I've talked about this before. Like at some point, if Vando in particular is healthy, I would like to see kind of swapping Rui with Jared Vanderbilt. I do worry about the starting lineup and their defense, and that's my biggest concern. I believe the Lakers will probably be out of the top 10 defensively. Problem is how far out of the top 10. If they can be a top 12 defense, then I think that they'll be a contender. Because I think that they'll be one of the better offenses once you get into the playoffs. Yes, there's the defensive concerns, but I think, you trust LeBron James, Anthony Davis. If you can keep it close, right, you do have defense pieces off the bench. My hope is that the defensive pieces on the bench can kind of supplement, and then JJ Redick also kind of scatters things, so it is a better balance throughout the course of the game. And, you kind of have your key offensive pieces, key defensive pieces. You're kind of, playing both sides of the ball, but scattered. But offensively, particularly with the starting 5, I believe top 5 minimum offensively. And then I'm going to say 12th. Top 12 defensively is what I could see for this Lakers squad. I believe JJ Redick is going to be a huge difference maker. I think JJ Redick is going to really have an impact for this team in a very positive manner. I think that they are going to be much more organized. I think they're going to be much more well prepared. I think they're going to run some real sets and real actions. I think that they are going to be more consistent and stay on track. Last season, all of those things were issues with this Lakers team under Darvin Ham. It also boils down to the players, though, right? I defended Darvin Ham numerous times last season because it wasn't all on Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham was not a good coach, but the players still are the ones that have to execute, cannot get away from the game plan, that have to stay consistent, right? Like JJ Redick even called it out, and what was it? The first Warriors game? Where he talked about, hey, in that third quarter, we really got away from what was working. We weren't hitting shots, but you saw we were getting and generating better looks. We were taking care of the ball better, right? We were getting our sets, getting our actions. Can JJ and this coaching staff do a better job of keeping this team on track and more consistent? I believe yes. And because JJ Redick is better than Darvin Ham, I think that will impact and generate more wins. I believe that the Lakers are going to win at least 52 games. I think they will go 52-30. I think that they will be at worst the top 5 seed in the Western Conference. Again, I could be wrong. These are just my predictions. This is something that I've really thought about. I really do believe Lakers will be top 5. I think they're going to be a genuine playoff team. Obviously, injuries and all the craziness that can happen could change things, but I'm talking about all things equal, all things fair. LeBron James and Anthony Davis play at least 65 games this year. Lakers will be a top 5 seed in the Western Conference. I think that they win, at least 50 games, but I'm going to shoot and say 52. I wouldn't be shocked if they won like 55, but I think 52 is a fair, safe number for this team. I think that they're going to be better offensively. I do think that they will be better defensively because I just think there will be better defensive schemes as well as hopefully better health from our defensive players. But I do believe that the Lakers will be that team. The in-season tournament, I don't believe the Lakers win this year. Last year, LeBron wanted that. and he wanted it badly. And the Lakers played accordingly. I don't think that that's going to be as big of a priority this year as it was last. Like last year, it was a priority. We are going to win the in-season tournament. I don't think that they're going to make that. I think if LeBron is dealing with a nagging injury, I think he sits this year. Where last season for the in-season tournament, he's playing. If it's an in-season tournament game, he's playing. I think the Lakers will treat those in-season tournament games more like a regular season game, rather where they kind of treated it as more of a playoff game, right? We talked about it all season last year. It was like, man, if the Lakers just play like they did in the in-season tournament games, Lakers would probably be the best team in the NBA, right? But that's because they were actively trying to go for it and win it. They were treating those games as if they were Game 7 of the finals rather than just like another regular season game that if we win, there's a little more incentive. So I don't believe that the Lakers win the in-season tournament this year. If I had to guess, I would love if they did it again. I know some people aren't as high as them winning it. Championships. Obviously, it's not the NBA Finals. That is the prize, right? But if there's something new, I want the Lakers to have the most of it, right? The Lakers can win the most in-season tournament championships ever and then surpass the Celtics for most NBA championships ever. Let's go. Why wouldn't I want the Lakers to win, right? Like, of course I do. But I think realistically, that's probably not going to happen. I also do believe that trades are going to get done this year at some point. I think the Lakers are going to take a big swing one way or another. You could argue if the Lakers are a top 4 seed that they maybe do nothing. I actually think that even if they're top 4 seed, if they can get the right trade, they're going to pull it off. You know, will that be a Zach LaVine, a Jeremy Grant? I think bare minimum, the Lakers get like a Valanciunas. I think bare minimum, they solve the center spot, which is why I'm confident when I say I believe the Lakers make a trade this season, whether it's December, January, or the trade deadline in early February. I would be pretty surprised if they didn't do anything. Obviously, something has to be there, but I do think with the new CBA, I do think that you are going to have those teams that wanted to be good that aren't, or the teams that don't want to be good because they want to tank for like Cooper Flagg and Nick Traore and guys like. I just think that you're going to have guys that are like, hey, you know what? Let's kind of retool here one way or the other. And I think that that's going to open some doors for the Lakers. I do think the Lakers will be able to pull off some trades. Will it be that big home run? You know, they got Zach LaVine, Walker Kessler, and Dorian Finney-Smith or something like that. Like that, I don't know. My guess is I don't think that they'll do a whole roster rehaul, but I could see like a big swing in like a Zach LaVine, or I think it'll just be a minor trade in like I said, Nick Richards, or maybe it's like they take a shot on a Clint Capella or something because they're just like, hey, we really need a center. And then just kind of lastly, right? Like I want this team to start off right. Right? I want to see the Lakers get a win opening night against the Minnesota Timberwolves. We haven't, won since 2016? I think it was the last time Lakers won opening night. I do think that I know a lot of people are like, oh, this team wasn't good. Like, this team won 47 games last year. This team was very good, even despite all the injuries, the inconsistencies, the lack of coaching, right? Like, the conversation and consensus was, if the Lakers don't play Denver, they could be in the NBA Finals. How do we go from this team just won 47 games, not 37 games, won the in-season tournament, actually looked and were one of the better offensive teams in the league, looked very comparable at times, even through bad coaching, even through all the health, even through all that. And it was like, as long as they don't play Denver, the Lakers will win. The Lakers will beat anybody else. And then we get to the playoffs, and we play Denver, and we lose. And everyone's like, Lakers are trash. Okay, well, one, they were not trash last year. Two, and that's just my opinion. I mean, all the advanced metrics, like everything backs up that the Lakers were not trash last year. They weren't, one of the top 3 to 5 teams, but they weren't bad, right? They were good. They weren't great. But also, if you're somebody that believes that coaching impacts losses, then you have to believe that it impacts winning. And JJ Redick and that coaching staff are going to impact winning. I understand there is the concern of like, oh, JJ Redick's first-year head coach. Yeah, but he also has an incredible coaching staff. His coaching staff is very good with a lot of experience. That's something that shouldn't be overlooked. Right? I've said it before. You take JJ Redick off of this coaching staff. Just look at the coaching staff the rest of the way. Right? So Gene, Lindsey Harding, Scott Brooks, Nate McMillan, right? Like, go down the list of coaches. Look at Darvin Ham with his coaching staff and tell me our assistants aren't better than Darvin Ham and his entire coaching staff included. The Lakers are going to be better, much better. Right? Will they be a top 3 or 5 team in the league? That I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked, but I also wouldn't be shocked if if they are in the play-in again, just because the Western Conference is so tight. But I'm going to predict that they win 52 games. I think they'll be a top 5 offense. I think they'll be on the outside top 10 defense, unless if they go and get like a Bruce Brown or Jeremy Grant or something like that, then it's very possible. Also, Jared Vanderbilt, if he's healthy and they can make him a serviceable offensive piece, that could change. I would love for them to be at least top 7, top 8 defensively, because then at that point, I think the Lakers are a top 3 to 5 team in the NBA. But I'm going to say that they're going to finish, in that top 5 range at worst. I think they're top 5 team in the Western Conference. I think they're going to be top 5 offense in the NBA. I think that we make the playoffs, no play-in, anything like that. I think they win at least 52 games, if not more. I think the coaching is going to be better. I think this team is just going to be better overall. And I do think a trade, if not a big trade, happens at some point. But as always, this is a discussion, and I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? I agree with my points, disagree with my points, kind of mixed about it. What are your opinions and thoughts on the Lakers and this season? Give me some of your predictions and concerns and positives down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. It's me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all.